Hey y'all, what's up? Joe here. Guess we're starting another one. So, doing a little work off camera here. I mean, just boring stuff, putting fenders and stuff back on. Things you'll probably see a couple times, so no need to bore you all with that and watching me struggle because it wasn't as easy as it should be. But anyway, I'll get to explaining here. So, in this one, we're going to start on the project of custom making the hood hinge mounts or whatever you want to call it, because they gotta kind of protrude out at least like 3/8 or ½ inch or something, whatever it might be. And my plan is to have like three, because there's 3 mounting holes on each hinge, 3 I don't know, I guess like spacer puck type things that I can tack to the sheet metal. I mean, but first I gotta get the hinges and the hood in place to kind of mark where the holes should be. And then the next step is finding said type of deals, unless I have some specially made somewhere. That or I just resort to stacking washers, but that wouldn't be as aesthetically pleasing as just one thick piece. But that, or I can get a whole plate that protrudes out more, but that might be overkill, so I don't know. But overkill and out of the budget. But anyway, so I had to fit the fenders. I wanted to fit so much back on because these will come off again. I had to go through the trouble of putting new bolts in front mount areas here up underneath and stuff. And I kind of forgot about the bottom holes down here. That bolt was broke off. Had to drill that out, weld a nut, a riv nut or something in there. I forget what it was, but a riv nut on both sides down there. And then one up here, that spot I knew. I did get a riv nut tool. And I lucked out because I didn't know the little riv nut things came in the kit. So I didn't have to use my metric ones. It had some, you know, some standards, some 1/4-20s and 5/16 and whatnot. So there isn't a metric bolt on this truck so far. I know that's a big deal, you know. Keep America. But if I had to go that direction on some things, well, just do what I gotta do. But I mean, come on, it's a 72. There ain't a metric bolt on this truck, unless it was installed later. But and I still can't get over this. I don't know, this fender gap down here. I tried pushing this in, it's popped out. Try to hold it in, but as soon as you tighten it, it comes out. But before, that was loose because some of the mounts, like I said, were, as you remember, were broke before. And I got it tight, but it did that on both sides, so I don't know what's up. And plus the gap, I don't know, because it's totally back against. Unless these things were just tweaked up and weird body gaps from the factory, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I don't know what I can do about it, but everywhere else kind of lines up, so I didn't drill these holes yet because I'll just drill them out, put speed nuts, but most of them are back in here on both sides. So I guess next step is let's see, what do I want to do? I'll probably put the wheels back on it so everything's back on the ground in its natural state, just in case anything's flexing. But doing jack stands at the same time, so I don't know. But here's the hinges, and here's the old rusted out part still bolted to them. So I gotta get that loose, that off there. Hopefully save them bolts. If not, I'll just get some other 5/16, 3/8, whatever it is, bolts put in it. So wait, is it 2 or 3? Maybe I only make 2. Maybe I only need to make 2 of them things. Yeah, alright, I looked out. I don't need to do 3, I need to do 2 on each side. See, I'm just going off memory. Plus, I'm used to GMs. They got like 3, I think, on those things of this era. But I could be wrong. I might be just wrong. So, maybe it is just 2. But yeah, I gotta get those all fair. I might try to do that first. Well, after I put the wheels back on. Alright. Alright, well, have these soaking PB Blaster and 2 bolts. Hopefully I can get them off there. I put a little heat on them. I already got the other one over here in the vise. So, see if I can get something on them here and try to get them loose. So I can get this old metal off here. And then I'll probably put it in the vise the other way and try to see if, make sure they function all right. So I'll set you up to watch me do this. Well, I got them loose. Just gonna zip them out here. Maybe I'll put some penetrating on them a little bit. Try not screwing up the threads. There it is, that's all fair. See how this kind of has a rounded edge, kind of protruded out? Yeah, that's what we kind of got to mimic, but not like this because this was stamped. But I'm either going to get 2 spacers or whatever for this side. Say this is the inside of the inner fender, but I'm basically going to try to do this with just spacers or something. Anyhow, that's all fair. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one. Not gonna film it because it'd be the same as just doing this one. Watch this one get interesting just because I don't film it. I'll be back. Alright, so truth be told, it's actually the next evening. I had to go ahead and I made like a jig thing to hold this hinge on the vise so I could make sure they weren't seized up, because we can't put them on the truck the way it is right now. So, and I definitely didn't want to bend the hood or anything later trying to close these. So I made that thing out of some scrap and angle, and then took the rest of the angle and bolted to that for leverage. And I can, that one works, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one. Make sure it works good, so I ain't gotta worry about that. So that took me a little bit of time, and some other things came up there. So like I said, it's the next evening. So I'm gonna bolt the other one up here and continue and move on to the next thing. Okay, so I got the hood springs compressed. I did come to the realization that it's a little more difficult than I expected how I want to do this. Seeing how I can't get to the bolt holes with it in the closed position. Well, I can get to this bottom one, but once it's on here, I won't be able to really, it'd be real tight to try to get in there and mark anything or whatever on both sides. So what I did, because I'm gonna try to do both, mark what I can while it's on there, and then go back. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I traced with Sharpie and spray paint the shape of the hinge mount there, so I can go back and kind of final mark it. That was labeled, my Sharpie died on me, so I didn't label the other one, but use that as a template as far as marking holes and stuff. Also, another thing I'm noticing, and I'm pretty sure I got these on the right sides and the right way, because to me it wouldn't work the other way. But it almost seems like the closed position would make this too long to sit on here. So I'm running into that. And I don't like that. So I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow evening, because it's getting late, to be pissed off about that. And I don't feel like lugging this hood around by myself, which I probably still do, but not tonight. So there's always some kind of obstacle, but I'll try to figure out a way to overcome it. Kind of have to, I'm this far in. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow evening and do that, I guess. See you then. Alright, well, it's next day. Next evening, I should say. I'm thinking I'm gonna, instead of just trying this, and by the looks of it, this ain't gonna go in there right, because those are gonna hit the firewall. The hinges, that is. So I'm thinking I gotta do something different when I'm closing them, so it kinda folds up under there somehow. I mean, they're the ones to it. I'm kind of confused on some things here, but I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, they're the one, they're on the right sides. Because they might have to do something like about how the square body Chevys do, where you gotta kind of push back as you're going down, and maybe it changes the geometry of the hinge or something. But this might be difficult. I may even look up, I know people can do it, it's just, you gotta be careful. I may just try to take the springs off, that way there's no tension and it's easy to do. so I'm not sure if I'll film it, but I'm gonna try to either open this up or take it off or something. So I'll be back when I figure it out. Okay, so I figured out what it did. It's me. I put it on. Apparently did put it on the wrong side, backwards somehow. So I guess I'll get that one open too and put them back on, reclose them or something. So I'll get back to doing that. Alright, so I got this piece of angle bolted to the hinge to fold it down. See, I already did it over here. And see, that makes more sense. That'll fit in there just fine. So I'll set you up here, do this one, and then we'll get to try and put this on here. Place this shit there. I know you're thinking, what the hell are you doing? You're gonna scratch the hood up. Have you seen the paint on this truck? He wants it done nice anyway, so don't worry about it. I'm not gonna put a dent or anything in it. Nothing that I can't fix. So. See how this works? Gotta be careful because these hood springs do got some tension to them. Get them close to the same as possible. That one might be all the way, I don't know. This doesn't look like it. I might have to reattach this one here to get it farther, but not this one, so I'm gonna do that and we'll go try to put it on. Alright, well, got these shut again. I actually got the springs off of them. One was pretty easy, the other one, that one there was sketchy, but I got it off. That one came off super easy. I think it was one or the other. So yeah, I think this one was a little mangled up or something there. It got discombobulated and I had to fix her, but they're in the position we need now, so I'm gonna set you up here and set this hood on here and take it from there. Well, it's on there. Some adjusting and stuff to do, and I think I want to take this spring off for now because it kind of makes it bouncy. I want to keep it. I don't want it bouncy, but I want to be able to adjust it. I want to try to set like some kind of gap in height all the way around as a base before I go in here and mark where I need the mounting holes to be and stuff, and figure out how much space I got to make up between the mounting plate or whatever you want to call it there. And I want her to do it. I want to climb up through here, I guess. It's the only way I know to do it. You know, I'm sure there's some complicated way of doing things, but this way don't hurt my brain as much. So it's unorthodox and probably looks silly, but that's how I plan to do it. So brainstorm this a little bit more, then we'll dig into her. Mind you, this ain't all going to be the same day stuff, so some scenes will be different days because I ain't doing it all in one evening. I ain't doing it all in one day. But you know, with the thing, good things take time or something. So I'm gonna get to brainstorming this, probably take that spring off. So be back when I'm making more progress. Alright, like I said, I gotta try to get some base gaps here where this thing will sit closed. Because right now it's probably just literally touching everything, and usually there's a little bit of a gap between panels and sills and stuff like that. I'm using stir sticks. They work pretty good for checking gaps. So far, like along the sides here, like 2 of them fit between there and all the way down. I'll probably mess this up, but that's probably what I'm gonna go by because it kind of makes all the gaps even all the way around. Brings this forward a little bit, but I think it'd be too far in then if I did otherwise. That could change once I well, this side ain't too bad, but I might lift this up, put some washers or tape some stir sticks along this top fender sill or whatever you want to call it, fender lip, or the inner lip there, whatever it's resting against, and see if I can bring this up a little more even with the fender first. Try to get it as good as possible here before I go marking or drilling any holes or anything like that for the hinges underneath. Make a good base to work with here, so might set you up while I do this boring stuff, but it's what you got to do, at least the way I'm doing it. So let's get her done. actually working. 92. Still low on this side. What the hell? Why are we so low on this side? Guess I can always adjust it up with the actual hinges. Ain't too bad on this side. I know this may not be the right way to do things, but that's how I'm doing them. I think I'm going to go with that as a starting point. kind of got about the same gap all the way around. I can bring it up with the hinge because it's got slotted holes in it, but like these are pretty close. They're all about 2 paint stick, you know, wide. Plus, I don't think these trucks ever were really put together all that precise as far as body gaps and such, because I'm a little curious what the deal is back there between the door and the fender at the top, but maybe I can fix that with a shim. But plus, being that that's like that, it's a good thing that I got some space back here, because I might put a shim or a washer between the one bolt up top there next time it's off, so as to not, so it won't be too close when I come forward, because I don't like how this gap's real tight here. I mean, it's real wide down there, but it bugs me more that it's tight up here. So so I guess that's the base point of where I want it to sit, and I can get under there and mark out and figure out where I want to put the holes to mount it. So guess that's next, whether I do it any more this evening or continue this tomorrow evening or another day. That's to be, well, we don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen there yet, but when I do, you'll know. So of course it'll be in the same video. So all right, I'm just rambling. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm hanging out in the hood here. I mean, under the hood. So let's get to work. So it's been a minute where I left off. Got the hood sitting on here. I've kind of already messed around here, test fitted stuff. I could probably almost get away with just leaving it as is and just marking it and putting holes, but I think I'm gonna put at least one spacer at each end where the bolt holes are. Space it out a little bit, but it really only flexes, you know, enough for one. So I don't know why it was pretty much the same on both sides. I don't know why that part was bulged out from factory so far, but I guess I'll go ahead and do that and probably find out. What I'm gonna do first here, if you remember a little while back there, I made those little cardboard templates of the hood hinge mounts here. I'm gonna go ahead and mark on here what's what. A rough, you know, roughly what it is. Best I can here. What I can't get. See what I mean about rough? When I'm offline. It'll be somewhere within there. Mark where I can, and then I can just use those cardboard templates to make up the rest. I can't tell what I did here, if I got it or not. This will be all screwed up. Go ahead and get in the hole here. Got me new Sharpies to do this with. I'll move to this side. Double checked where everything's currently at up top here. But I don't think it moved that much. I'll check it out still, but I'd say the heck with it. Kind of forgot I was checking things out, moving stuff around, but I didn't really move it that much, so. Alright, well, that's all marked. So I guess next step, take the hood back off. Well, check some things out first and then do that. So, alright, well, these templates on here, taped in place. I kind of measured the holes from the top here where each one starts. Yeah. Go trace out where the slotted hinge holes are. I'll probably just drill a hole center of those for 3/8 bolts. The outer shape, unless I go with some full piece, this don't work. I mean, this is kind of irrelevant. As you can tell, I kind of probably made one better than the other, but maybe measure these holes before I finalize anything. But I think as long as it's in the ballpark, it might be all right. See how close it is to that bend there. I mean, it ain't exactly to perfect measurements. That patch panel ain't exactly perfect either, so it might be off a little, but that's why hoods have adjustment. So yeah, what I'll probably do, I'll probably just, where these holes are, or where this is going to be against the fire, or the inner fender, I'll probably just, actually, I got two here, but put one at each hole. Once I got the center, once I got it drilled out or whatever, on each side. Because I don't think they'll flex in as far as I thought it would have to be. And it might not even be necessary. But I want to try to keep the geometry of the hinges mostly straight. So nothing binds up. If I can get away with just these washers, that'd be great. Which I think we might be able to. So, alright, I'm gonna finish tracing this all out and marking it. And, you know, just measuring, marking. You know, measure once, cut twice deal. I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of cool how the little UTV thing is right there on both sides perfectly. Yeah, that's the new underhood graphics. No, just kidding. But that is kind of cool. Anyway, so I'm gonna get back to it here. Come on back. All right, got it all marked out, good enough. Go ahead and drill these holes. Center puncher here. I got that marked at 3/8 where I want to stop. Hold on. So we're gonna get this started. All right, I'm back. I had to pilot drill a smaller bit. All the holes, some of them didn't want to center too well, so I feel like I'm gonna be wallering some holes later. So alright, well, as you see, I tacked these washers on here. This side I kinda offset a little bit one way in case it don't want to line up right. I have room to waller out some of that. The half-inch hole in the washer really don't matter. I just needed to space the hinge out, align the hinge. So it'll still do its job no matter what size that hole is, because the only hole I need to align on is the inner one. Excuse me. This side over here is pretty much in line. These are just temporary tacked if I gotta take them back off. If not, I'm gonna go with it. But I had to grind them down a little bit and then put the hood back in place with the hinges on it like I did before, because it's the easiest way to do it right now. And put bolts in them. I'm going to get some flange nuts for the back side and then just tighten them for now. And if everything works all right, I'll just weld those to the back side, the outside, whatever you want to call it, of the inner fender there, so they're permanent. Then you just got to thread the bolts in. But I think all that's going to happen tomorrow evening, because I'm running out a little bit of steam here, so I don't feel too bad about that, because I'm getting something done. A little at a time. Wise man once said, go out in your garage, even if you do just one thing, once a day, an evening, or a little more. As long as you're doing that, you'll gradually be getting your projects done. So just letting them sit. I try to do that. Can't always do it. But anyway, you know, some wise guy said that. You know, that guy that cuts up 4-door tri-fis, makes them 2 doors, kind of a big shot now, rubbing elbows with the big shots of Power Tour and all that, and all the other big YouTubers. But, you know, he's a good guy. You know who he is. I think you would. Anyhow, that's it for this evening. I'm gonna go back to jamming out here, maybe drink another cold one, and call it an evening, and get back on her tomorrow evening, hopefully. It's supposed to be rainy, so this is probably where I'll be. Can't do nothing outside, so. All right, guys, another evening here. So I realized I was thinking about this last night. I'm gonna have to take the hinges off the hood bolt them here because, as you remember, you can't get to the one bolt from underneath when it's closed. So I'll then have to put them on there, put them in the closed position, and try to bolt them to the hood from underneath. But I'll probably try to line it up first before I do that. That way I can just go under there and zip them on. Because that's how I gotta do things by myself. And I'm not calling somebody every time I want to do this. So now later on, once the engine's in here and I can't climb my ass up in here, well, I'll have to get help. But for this part, that's what I'm gonna do. I already went ahead and grinded these spot welds flatter here, flat, even with the washer, so they ain't sticking out past where I need it. Yeah, you can definitely tell I did this side better as far as the spot welds. I turned it up a little bit. Should turn it up one more over there, but they'll stay there good enough for what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them hinges off the hood and put them on here. I ain't gonna show you that part. It's just one bolt. I mean, how many times can I show you? I mean, then again, I can't remember if you saw me doing that or not, but hood hinges are easy. You can look it up somewhere else. You'll probably see me do it in the future again on something, whether it be this or something else. Hopefully something else. All right, well, I did what I said I was going to do there. Put them back on there, or on there. Went and got new flange nuts, serrated nuts today for them bolts on the back side. They're on. Not permanently yet, but they're on there. Yeah, so now I guess we're gonna gracefully put the hood on there. So still getting used to how to look at this. Maybe it's easier with an actual camera, but how did I do this last time? Good thing the paint ain't perfect on this yet. Well, let's get up in here. To endure the struggle with me. See if our holes line up here. Maybe they do. I don't know. I do them by hand. Ain't got enough room for the impact. light's almost dead. Awesome. This ain't difficult at all. Come on, get started. Alright, got that started. That one. Alright, you get the gist. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up off camera and come back. Alright, got it tightened up on there. Guess we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Close back there. I ain't got the springs on them right now on the hinges, so it won't hold itself. Makes it a little heavier too, but seems to be working alright. Hood could probably come forward or something a little bit from the sounds of it. I'll put it back down here. Rubbing the cow or what? Might be rubbing that a little bit. That's what it's doing, it's rubbing the cow back there. Alright, well I loosened that back up, readjusted it, ain't rubbing no more. Also, had the engine stand there to assist me with this next thing that I'm going to show you. Well, while it's off camera, I went ahead and put the springs back on. Guess what? She works. I ain't got the latch on it, but that works fine. For some reason I gotta keep pushing down on this back corner. I don't know. It's just because they're gummed up or what, but it might be getting better now, but yeah, my idea worked. Seemed to work all right. Don't seem to be flexing or nothing. So yeah. Lost my train of thought there, what I was gonna say. Well, anyway, I'll probably tack those nuts on the back side. I can well, there's washers the rest of the way up there here eventually. Not sure if I just go ahead and do it or do it when I take the front clip back off to clean it up and prime these inner fenders and core support and stuff and paint it. And when I do the firewall and stuff. I don't know. Time will tell, and depends on how much energy I got. I'm not feeling froggy enough to take this back off here tonight though. So things I do. So yeah, that's where we're at here. So honestly, I mean, like I said, till I weld those the rest of the way up, I mean, I think I pretty much accomplished what I was trying to accomplish. So you'll see me weld those up a little later, but I'm thinking that's going to be it for this episode. So, yeah. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching and supporting me. Things that might start looking up here soon. I'm kind of in a slump. So, and a buddy of mine, my buddy Steve, Scuba 2005, something like that. I'll put a link to his Instagram page. He's actually a VDub guy, so maybe, you know, if y'all into that kind of stuff, you can check him out too. He ain't got YouTube or nothing, but I want to thank him for giving me a, hold on, I'll show you in a sec. There's more to it. He gave me a GoPro he wasn't using anymore. Seems to work alright. So, thanks to him for support, and just thank y'all. There'll be plenty more where this came from. I don't know. I'm kind of getting a wild hair. I want to work on my 88. I don't know. Get that started somewhere in there, but I guess next will be hold on. Well, pretty soon. Here's the 345. If you ain't seen my short already, it's back. Still got to figure out the head situation because apparently, I mean, they got cracks in them, but the engine guy and us are trying to find some good ones. Other people are telling me to get them repaired. I don't know. This just became more of a money pit than anything. That's its official name now. We're just gonna call it Money Pit from now on. Of course, it's more for my dad than me. I'm just doing the work, but it's got new, as you can see, freeze plugs and all that in it. So I'll get to reassembling that here soon. I don't know how much of that I'll show because some things I'm learning as I go. And y'all don't want to I don't want y'all to see me mess up or do something wrong. So, truth be told, I've never built a motor up from this far. I've done like the valve train up, cam lifters and things like that, seals and gaskets. But I've always tore them down, parts engines or just old engines. I never put them back all the way together. Should be pretty cut and dry, but I want to make sure I do it right. So I was going to let that little secret out afterwards. But if I film it, we're going to learn together. So anyway, it's back. So yeah, I'm just rambling now. So yeah, thanks. Like, share, subscribe. That's it for this one. So y'all have a good one.